Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
PREP stands for Prepare, Refocus, Educate, and Produce. When young people come to the program, we make them feel comfortable. We may break out into groups. When Philip asked Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Has anyone said, "Can anything good come out of Canaan Lane? Can anything good come out of Ball's Alley?" There are a lot of young people in Canaan Lane who are excelling in track, who are doing well in school. What I started PREP to help to do, to get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so PREP is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Jay Philippe. Dallas or Philippe tonight? Who you got?
None of them. Not a one.
The Dolphins go 16-0 this year?
I hope so. Well, that's going to do it for us here in the North. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. The Bahamas could become the processing post for Haitian immigration visa applications to the United States. Find out the country's stance on the latest U.S. policy. Also, the $200 million Integra Rosewood development on Samson Key in the Exuma is breaking ground. Hear what the Prime Minister had to say about the future of the planned luxury resort. And 2 men gunned down in a double murder on Johnson Alley. As the country's murder count climbs, the minister makes an impassioned plea to the nation's youth. Bahamas tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Major changes to the visa policy for Haitian nationals traveling to the United States and the Bahamas is at the center of it. Tonight, the government clarifies its position and what it terms as a minimal impact to the country as a result of it. Altavis Munnings leads us off at 11 in studio tonight with the details. Good evening, Altavis.
And good evening to you. The Office of the Prime Minister, in a statement late this evening, confirmed that the United States intends to push ahead with a policy issued this past June, fully restricting and limiting the entry of Haitian nationals into the country. Furthermore, the U.S. State Department has shifted its granting of Haitian visas to its embassy here in the capital. The Office of the Prime Minister confirming as much in a release this afternoon, but the Prime Minister seeking to allay fears of no additional entries to the Bahamas for U.S. visa applications, as the new U.S. visa policy shift fully restricts entry to the U.S. by Haitian nationals. It's also important to note that the government will not grant entry to the Bahamas for the purpose of applying for a U.S. visa. Now, the change comes as the U.S. State Department maintains a level 4 do not travel advisory for Haiti, warning of extreme danger amid persistent gang violence and political instability. Last month, Haiti's government also announced a 3-month state of emergency in several parts of that country as it battles surging gang violence. And law enforcement officials here at home continue to protect our borders from illegal migrants, particularly Haitians attempting to land here. Now, this is a developing story we will continue to follow. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Altaviz. Meantime, the CARICOM Eminent Persons Group, the 3-member team charged with brokering discussions with Haitian stakeholders to assess that country's political climate, recently held what's being termed productive discussions on coordination of the OAS roadmap towards stability and peace in Haiti. That meeting taking place at the OAS's Washington, D.C. headquarters last Wednesday. Among those sitting at the table, Haiti's Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé, and of course the EPG, which comprises former Prime Ministers Dr. Kenny Anthony and the Right Honorable Perry Christie. Online reports indicate that the EPG team also attended the second meeting of the OAS group of Friends of Haiti. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres declared that in a recent briefing that Haiti's people are in a perfect storm of suffering. State authority is crumbling as gang violence engulfs Port-au-Prince and spreads beyond. Over in Jamaica, 53-year-old, the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness has secured a historic 3rd term as Jamaica's Prime Minister. In a nail-biting general election against the opposition People's National Party, Holness' Jamaica Labour Party won 34 parliamentary seats, while the PNP secured 29. In his victory speech at the JLP's Belmont House headquarters in Kingston, Prime Minister-elect Holness accepted the election campaign was tough, but in the end, Jamaica won.
So I am satisfied that our democracy is strong. But I wish to assure all Jamaicans who participated in the elections or who did not participate in the election that my government will continue to be respectful of, uphold and advance democratic institutions and protect the democracy of this country.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, among the regional leaders congratulating Jamaica's Prime Minister on his rare 3rd term in office. Prime Minister Davis telling reporters in Exuma today that he's looking forward to deepening their partnership with CARICOM for the region's benefit. And as for whether he believes regional incumbents will continue on a winning trend.
Well, you know, it is encouraging to see that incumbents are now remaining and retaining their position. And I hope the trend, not hope, but I think the trend will continue.
Well, alleviating his platform as a global climate change champion, Prime Minister Davis addressed UK's Parliament today on climate leadership, nature finance and global partnerships. While highlighting the Bahamas' vulnerability to climate change, Prime Minister Davis also touted his country's vast meadows of seagrass are among the most powerful carbon sinks in the world, capable of storing up to 35 times more carbon than tropical rainforests, something he considers as a formidable solution in the fight against climate change. He says this is why the Bahamas is partnering with the UK's convening power and the City of London's financial expertise to generate the innovative finance models we need.
Article 6.2 cooperation, blended finance vehicles, and high-integrity carbon markets can transform the way we safeguard these ecosystems, ensuring they are protected not just as natural treasures, but as assets of global importance. By demonstrating these models in the Bahamas, alongside our friends in Bolivia and other partner nations, we can prove to the world that climate and nature finance is not an abstract concept. It is real, it is investable, and it delivers resilience and prosperity for both people and nature.
A pretty busy day for the Prime Minister, who also served as a distinguished speaker at a Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce breakfast series promoting investment opportunities in the Bahamas. And he did so by inviting participants to look beyond the postcard views of the Bahamas and see it as a place to innovate, expand, and build legacies. After all, the country boasts of a long-standing reputation as a respected global finance services jurisdiction, coupled with having ambitious national digital strategy. That there is the logistics. For Palm Beach business leaders, the Prime Minister says the Bahamas is not a distant frontier, but his closest neighbor that's stable, ambitious, and ready to partner. And speaking of investments, a historic moment for the $200 million Integra Rosewood development on Samson Key in the Exumas. Today, the project held a groundbreaking ceremony at the site where it intends to create a luxury resort. The development promises employment and entrepreneurial opportunities, as well as a commitment to sustainability. This project has been met by fierce opposition from local environmental and marine advocacy groups concerned about the development's potential adverse impact on Exuma Key's marine ecosystem. However, today, Prime Minister Davis giving the project the government's blessing and saying to those opposed, it's time to move on. Still to come, an overnight double murder under investigation. You're watching the Bahamas tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. Yeah, bro. Special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, that included, boy.
I need the $10 special place.
How many times would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BBS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight and D-Mark. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Krista Minute and Associates.
Residents of Johnson Alley left the comfort of their homes as deep pangs of anguish gripped relatives who sobbed uncontrollably, calling out for a higher power for solace. The source of that pain and agony was the killing of two men. Diane Dorset has the details.
Cramming the tight corner of Johnson Alley last night was a crime scene investigation van, a police saturation patrol vehicle, and a hearse. All telltale signs that the week-long lull here in the capital had ended, following news of a double homicide off Wolf Road.
When officers responded to ShotSpotter technology, they discovered two males in a residence with apparent gunshot wounds about the body. What we have learned thus far in our preliminary investigation is that the suspect males were masked, entered the residence, opened fire on the two victims, fatally wounding them. The victims, one is in his early 30s, the other is in his early 40s.
Police Press Liaison Chief Superintendent Sheree King also confirming that one of the victims, a father and a resident of the home, was being electronically monitored. Still, they could not say in connection with what charge.
We are in our preliminary stages of the investigation, so we can't speak to whether or not it's connected to any other matters at this time. We are asking, as we have been asking the public to assist us in matters such as these, that if you have any information, no matter how small it is, to contact us at our regular numbers, 919, 911, or CID at 502-9991. You can also give us this information anonymously at Crime Tipsters at 328-8477.
This latest tragedy brings the murder count to 60. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Thanks so much, Diane. As the country's homicide count hits 60, the National Security Minister is tonight appealing to the public as he says any action to intervene in the lives of wayward youth can make a difference. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
Be aware of who you are associating with, and please do assist the police. It may be a matter of life and death for you.
That warning coming from Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, comes after police reported that one of the victims in the double murder on Johnson Alley Wednesday night wore an ankle monitor, a man Munro says went by the nickname Horny Man. The incident prompting Munro to urge the public to be a part of the solution to crime, and when you see something, say something.
I saw a troubling brief from the police where a young man presented at the hospital with a gunshot wound. The police attended to question him, and he told them he doesn't need their help, that they will see him again, and he will be locked up.
The double murder comes days after Dirty South gang leader Duran Monster Neely was gunned down. While a different circumstance, Munro says this latest incident is equally troubling.
As a country, we have limited resources, and the most limited resource we have are our people. So anytime any person is murdered, that is a matter of national importance.
He says barring intervention, every individual has the potential to be a future problem, as they will be around your children. Wednesday's homicides also follow a mass shooting on Robinson Road weeks ago that claimed 2 lives and left 5 others injured. In the case of the latest murders, police say the perpetrators forced their way into a residence.
We have had this deterioration, but again, rather than sit down and spectate on it, these young people who we see going around doing it, and they now range from the age of 15 up. They grew up amongst us.
After the outrage, Munro says become active and do what it takes to prevent young men from entering a life of crime, because if not, gangs await. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Last night's murder not the only incident under investigation. Not too far down the road from the 2 shootings came a sizable drug bust off Wolf Road. Armed with a warrant, a team of officers searched a business and bushes near Talbot Street around 8:30 p.m. and spotted a man reportedly acting suspiciously. This prompted police to conduct a search. In doing so, they found a small amount of marijuana, which led to the suspect's arrest. Later on, officers accompanied the man to his Penny Savings Bank Lane home, where they found 7.3 pounds of marijuana worth an estimated street value of $14,000, along with 11.8 pounds of cocaine with an estimated street value of $110,000. Minister Munro also commenting on why no one has been charged under the Anti-Gang Act since its passing. He says police have requested that a particular statute related to the anonymity of witnesses be amended, as it covers murder as an offense, but not specifically gang activity. The National Security Minister went further to stress that prosecution should not be rushed, as individuals will get fierce legal representation.
I assume that that lawyer will be at least as smart as I am and will look at the legislation, will look at the facts and evidence, and will advise their client and will fearlessly defend their client. The members of the Bahamas Bar will do that. So it is pointless to rush to do something unless you have faith that you have the evidence to satisfy the legal requirements.
He adds that the F&M government rushed to charge someone under the anti-gang legislation and prosecutors failed.
I am satisfied that the anti-gang and gun unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force is being methodical and diligent in their pursuit of this matter. They have in fact gone to have international training, I think it's 3 times since we passed the act. We're not reinventing the wheel. This has happened elsewhere. We want to be successful. We don't just want to do something to say we've done something.
Michelle Knowles is up next with a look at what's coming up in sports. Michelle?
John Cole Jones or New York Liberty headed back to the playoffs. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports despite losing 4 of their last 6 games and 6 of their last 9. Miami basketball star Jonquel Jones from New York Liberty are heading back to the playoffs. Defending WNBA champions back their way into the playoffs on Tuesday, despite losing to the Golden State Valkyries 66-58 at the Chase Center in San Francisco. It was their 5th straight loss on the road. However, they did again clinch a playoff spot when the Indiana Fever fell to the Phoenix Mercury 86-79. With 3 games remaining on their schedule, the Liberty can finish no worse than 8th, and the top 8 teams advance to the playoffs in the WNBA. They're currently 5th in the standings with a 24-17 win-loss record and face the Seattle Storm, Washington Mystics, and Chicago Sky in their final 3 games. In track news, with the World Athletics Championships roughly over a week away, a number of athletes have already started to settle in Tokyo just ahead of competition. While the Bahamas boasts a 15-person roster, notably absent are 2 of the biggest names in track and field, Shawnee Miller-Weibo and Stephen Gardner. The Seoul sports team recently sat down with B3A's president, Trimiko Archer, to discuss the expectations of the squad heading into the championships.
We always look for it as the Bahamian group. We always look forward to great competition from our team. I expect nothing different. Obviously, to manage the expectations of everyone, we know that Shawnee Miller-Weibo will not be attending these games. Neither would Stephen Gardner be there. See the new stars of the Carifta movement emerging as the senior athletes representing Team Bahamas at the senior level. Tokyo will be the epic beginning of our track and field, a new chapter in track and field for us. The athletes are expected to do very well. Will they medal? I think that some have the potential of medaling, but don't expect that there will be this large haul. What you will find is that there'll be a new footing where athletes are going to be gaining their presence in the international sphere in the world of athletics.
Now, part 2 of our sit down with Archer in tomorrow's Sportscast. And more from our talk with Bahamian baseball prospect Ryan Rackley, who recently received a promotion to High A. He spoke about his mindset heading into next year.
I just think having good at-bats, having a good approach, just trying not to do too much will be best for me. And I just think one at bat at a time would definitely be my approach. I don't think just not doing too much and just trying to get the job done. I think heading into next year and this season is just doing one foot in front of the other, just, showing the organization I could, obviously I played different positions this year, just showing them I could play every position they need me to play and just showing up and getting the job done. I think that's the most important part, and I'm going to try to do that each and every day to give me an opportunity to.
In news from the NFL, the Cardinals signing Bahamian defensive lineman Denzel Jackson this after he was waived from the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. The 6'2", 300-pound nose tackle spent 4 seasons at Ohio University for his final season at Illinois. In 2023, he started 11 games at nose tackle and finished the season with 27 tackles. Jackson spent the 2024 season on the Cowboys practice squad, but was recently cut at the end of the preseason. Finally, of course, tonight, the start of the NFL season, Eagles and Cowboys. The NSO Sports team will be live on Radio 1540, carrying the game from the Woods Rogers Tavern at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. And that's my look at your sports on this Thursday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
It's now time for your final weather check of the evening on this very wet Thursday with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. In the tropics, we have lots of moisture developing along the tropical belt, and that is the fuel that is needed for tropical cyclone development, and hence we'll see that tropical wave train begins to pick up over the next several weeks as they come off the African coast. And right now, we are monitoring an area that's off the African coast. As a matter of fact, this is the west-southwest of the Cape Verde Islands, and this one, the showers and thunderstorm, has become better organized over the last several hours, and hence we're now giving this area a 90% chance of development in the short term. So by late tomorrow and over the weekend, we could see a tropical depression, possibly a tropical storm developing in the far eastern Atlantic, which will continue to move towards the west. Hence, we will have to keep our eyes on this one very, very closely. And then closer to home, the wet stuff that we've been enjoying over the past week or so will continue as that front boundary now sinks towards the south, and that will provide some more showers later on tonight with thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy at times, resulting in localized ponding or flooding, as we say in local language. But by tomorrow afternoon, it will start backing up over the northwest Bahamas, and that will keep the moisture in the area. So these showers are not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So we're looking for another wet weekend shaping up, and this will carry over into the early part of next week as well. And our temperatures around the Family Islands, Marshall, Babico at 78 degrees, 80 degrees in Grand Tour Key, Freeport, Grand Bahama, 80 degrees, the Berry Islands, 80 as well. Alistown, Bimini, 85 degrees, 81 in Harbour Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 80 degrees, Otterstown, Cut Island at 81. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp's Bay, St. Andrews, 79. Fresh Creek in Central Andrews at 78 degrees. And we have 81 in San Salvador and also in Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees, 84 in Ragged Island, Clarence, Sound Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Meguan, 83. Acklands, 83. Matthew Tiny, Nagua at 85. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, a warm spot at 86 degrees this evening. And our forecast for tonight, we're looking at cloudy with a couple of showers developing late. 79 degrees will be a low temperature, and then tomorrow we're looking at cloudy conditions to continue. Those thunderstorms once again will be in the mix, particularly in the afternoon hours. Once that heating set in, we will see those thunderstorms firing up. The high temperature tomorrow getting up to 88 degrees, and the extended weather forecast, those pop-up showers and thunderstorms right through the weekend, and then come Monday we'll see a little bit of the sun, but we're going to keep those showers in the forecast, and that will continue for the greater part of next week. But the good thing about the cloud cover and the showers is that it's keeping those temperatures below the 90-degree mark during the daytime. Nighttime temperatures still pretty muggy in the upper 70s to low 80s. Bryson.
Very thankful for those cooler temperatures, and of course, the farmers definitely need the rain. Thank you so much, Basil. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Tony Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
you through.